What is up, everybody? Black Flag Athletics coming from the Gerard household, the basement, my brother's room. Super fun. I'm super excited about it. Wish I could be outside, but it's super nasty outside today. So we're going to be hanging out inside. First thing that we're going to do, as usual, is get into that soft tissue work. Our key points are going to be our pecs, our traps, as well as our quads. We could be using our foam roller or a lacrosse ball or whatever modification tools we're using for that. We're then going to get into 2 sets of our little warm-up. We're going to get right into 10 scap push-ups. So we're going to find that push-up or plank position. And I'm thinking about pressing through that scap or rounding out through that scap. We're going to go for 10 of those. We're then going to get into 5 sumo squat to stand. So I'm taking those feet out nice and wide, using my toes as leverage to get my hips nice and low, staying nice and proud in my chest, and then shooting the hips back up and standing tall. 5 of those. We're then going to go into 5 lateral lunges. We can be stepping out with these. We could be staying in a nice wide stance and be bouncing back and forth. Whatever you feel you need. Just give me 5 each side there. Last but not least, for our 2 sets of our warm-up, we're going to get onto our bellies on the floor. And we're going to go prone IYTW. I'm going to take my arms out overhead, thumbs up, and I'm going to go for 10 pulses here, finding that wide position, followed by the T, taking the palms to the floor, and that W, bringing my thumbs in and pressing through my elbows as well as my fingertips. Beautiful. Once you're nice and warm after those 2 sets, we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump right into our ESD. We've got a 20-minute EMOM for you called Zero Rest. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to crank out 4 alternating dumbbell snatches. So I'm going for 4 total, 2 on the right, 2 on the left. I'm going to be using a kettlebell for this. You can use, like I said, a dumbbell. You could use a water bottle, whatever you think you need. Just something to add a little bit of weight, or you could just simply be going through the motions with body weight. If we're not doing a snatch, we could be doing an overhead squat or a thruster or whatever other modification you might want to make to sub out those snatches. We're then going to get right into 10 push-ups, finding that solid plank or push-up position, just making contact with the floor, making sure we're keeping the elbows nice and close to the rib cage and not flaring out. Last but not least, we're going to get 15 air squats, nice tall chest, sending the hips back like we're sitting into a chair as we try to get to below parallel. Now that you're done with your 20-minute EMOM, you're going to take a 3-minute rest, and we're going to get into some accessory burner work here. We're going to go for 60 rear delt raises. I'm just going to be using my little pool balls here. You do not need a lot of weight for these to burn, don't worry. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get into my hinge position or my athletic position, keeping my chest nice and tall, thinking about keeping a soft bend in my elbow, and I'm going to kiss my shoulder blades together. I'm not going to get into my traps, thinking about keeping my shoulders in that back pocket, almost getting into that lat a little bit. Once you're done with those 60, we're going to get into 30 no push-up burpees, 30 nurpees. So we're just hitting the plank position and then popping straight up. So we're not performing that final push-up at the end. We're going to end the workout off with 60 bent over row. I'm just going to be using my kettlebell for this. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hinge on over. I'm going to go 2 hands on my kettlebell, keeping that nice proud chest, and I'm going to think about pulling my elbows back like I'm drawing my rib cage. And I'm not getting into those traps as I pull up, but think about pulling back almost. We could be doing that with that dumbbell. We could be loading up a broomstick with some paint cans, whatever you think you need or whatever you have at home. Shut up. Great, fam. Awesome work. Last but not least, before I let you go, we're going to hit some mobility, okay? Before you go back to chilling at home or doing whatever it is you're doing, let's make sure we're taking care of our bodies. So we're going to get into our twisted cross, our pigeon pose, as well as our standing straddle and our child's pose. If you have the time, 2 to 3 minutes of Shavasana or quiet time, or maybe that's movie time for you, whatever that relaxing time might be, let's do that, okay? Once you guys are done with that, that is hopefully an hour, maybe an hour and a half of some Black Flag Athletics work. We miss you. We love you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll talk to you later.